And he was 2 or 3 feet from our back porch, and he was just yelling. He wanted to be fed. Ah, ah. So now I knew I got a goat. We didn't want goats.
No, not at all.
We'd had people tell us we should get goats.
I know. We got land, and they're like, you need goats.
Well,
We're
and
like,
so many of our friends have goats, and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
But we knew it. We didn't want goats.
no, it's a lot of work.
And they're crazy. We have dogs. We have cats.
We have bees.
Yeah. But goats, in my experience, you can't teach them anything. So that was fine.
Yeah.
And then one day, a couple years ago, our neighbors.
I got a text from her, and she was like, have you seen that little baby goat on the side of the road between our houses? And I was like, no, I haven't.
Well, in the beginning, it was fine because it was just a ghost. It was like, okay, there's a goat, whatever. People dump animals a lot, and
I went to go look, didn't see it.
right.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I think the first winter, a couple months later, it was winter, and it was kind of cold, and we started seeing this little goat.
Well, he set up in the vulture house.
Yes, he did. So he was on the other side of this. Our neighbors have, like probably 5,000 acres, and they got cattle, and they got a big fence. So he was on the other side of that fence. So he had probably gotten in from somewhere else.
Yeah. The creek, maybe. Who knows?
But he liked that little vulture house. It's a little dilapidated house. So we started feeding him, started taking him stuff over. He was a little...
Oh, yeah, he was definitely feral.
Yeah, he didn't really...
He wouldn't come over.
Exactly.
He was very skittish and so adorable.
But he was hungry.
Yes.
And so, we didn't really think much of it. But then, in the spring, a storm came. And this big tree that's right next to that house fell down, and it flattened the fence.
Yeah.
So now, this goat, every time we came over... He was coming out. He was up on the tree. He figured out how to get out.
Well, and by springtime, he had gotten a lot friendlier because we've been feeding him. We finally got him to where he'd come over and we could touch him.
Oh yeah, and so now every time we go over there, he's coming out to meet us on the road.
Yeah.
He's all spunky and jumping around, which was still pretty fun. And people started discovering him. There's neighbor kids who would come down and ride their bikes. And he started getting a crowd. I was over there one day and some people stopped and they were like, we're from Manor, which is like 10 miles away. And I was like, really? And they're like, yeah. They're like, people heard about this goat that lived and, they wanted to feed him. So all that was okay. And then he started coming down to the house in the middle of the day.
Yeah, and he was in the road. Like, people were having to slow down. He almost got hit by that tractor that day.
He did almost get hit when we got it. We got a lot of this on camera because we have security cams out by the road. And so I knew that it was kind of becoming a problem because he was out in the road a lot.
Yeah.
And cars were having to slow down. And I knew it was a matter of time before, like, he was going to get hit or something.
Yeah.
So we started asking around. We called some goat rescues because we didn't want to go.
No.
We didn't want to go.
And he needed other goats, right?
And you need other goats.
So.
Right. Nobody wanted him.
No.
Nobody wants an intact male.
That's the big problem. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we still didn't think much of it. And then one day I saw a sheriff parked over there. He was parked right in front of Frankie. We started calling him Frank.
Yeah.
Because actually, our neighbors who would come, we discovered they were feeding him too. And this woman called him Frank. She said,
He probably had a couple of names, but
yeah, well,
Frank's a good one.
It worked out because he looked kind of like a Frank. So I go over and I talk to the sheriff, and he's a nice guy, and he really wasn't there to, like, he wasn't on a stakeout to find Frank. He was just parked over there in the shade. But I asked him about it. He said, yeah, we got a call about this goat. They're probably going to do something. I said, what do you mean do something? He's like, probably animal control. And I was like, oh, they'll relocate him. And he just kind of laughed. He was like, yeah, I don't know about that. I know what they're going to do, but I don't think they're going to relocate him. And I was like, and he was like, yeah, probably.
Oh, man.
So now the stakes were
pretty high.
Yeah. So we had a little bit of a conundrum figuring out where we were going to put him.
Yeah, yeah.
At first we thought we could put him deeper in the property so he wouldn't get under our skin all the time. But we knew.
we were going to have to still get water to him somehow. And so.
And I didn't want to be trekking all the, feeding him all the time. So oddly enough, we just decided we'll just put him about 20 yards from the house.
And I think we also thought it would be an easy transition if we kept him still on the road.
Yes.
And plus he'd gotten so famous that there were people that would still.
He was. He has guests. He has people that come and feed him. So we're like, we can't take that away from him. He's worked his crowd. He's got us,
Right.
And so I was like, okay, I'll just clear a spot, on the road or on our fence line. And I'm going to build a gate there, and I'm going to.
Yeah.
But first, I decided I'll start building his little house.
Yeah.
So I bring this platform out, and every day that I'm out there, I'm getting lumber. I'm bringing all my supplies. He's camping out. He's coming down
over to the road,
and he's walking down the road like he's going to work, and he lays down and he's just watching me all day. And I'm like, and the thing is though, when cars would come by, he gets spooked. And he'd do this last minute thing where he runs back to his house.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I was like, man, that would be something if he ends
You
up
were
getting
not
run
done.
over while I'm trying to build him a house. So I was like, switch gears.
Yeah.
You and I started working on the fence and building the gates. We're going to build all of our gates. And you jumped right in, helped me out with that. So I started throwing up the walls. I knew that I was going to have... I knew I was going to have a little porch in the front, and you came out and helped me when I did the facade. Because I knew when I started building it, I was like, I'm not going to build him just some regular shed.
No.
I work on a lot of Westerns
have a theme.
and timepiece stuff. So I was like, I got to make it look like an old time hotel. So we did that. We gave him a little second story and put a sign up there. And now I can let him in, which I thought that was going to make it easy.
Well, we thought it was going to be peace of mind.
But he was all up. He wanted to stand next to me all day long. No matter what I was doing, he's got to be there.
Right.
Okay. No, it's regulation.
What's going on in there?
I'm trying to make this second level. He's definitely approved the first level. Frank, I just need to get, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. I gotta make sure I'm level. There. Your little hoof isn't gonna slip through this hole up here, Frank. You know what I'm talking about? Huh? This way, look at it. It's a double level. You got a double level. It was fun for a minute.
A blessing and a curse because we had him in there, but then you could hardly get work done.
I would go like this, and his head would be there. He'd be like, and he's always looking for because I'd have grapes and pecans and stuff on me. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to get out there early in the morning because Frank likes to sleep in. He usually didn't come down till about noon.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, if I can get out there and just do a lot of work, maybe I can minimize him interrupting me. I knew I was going to have a little porch in the front. So, I had some tin.
And I had some cedar.
Yeah. You had all these, which the irony was when you brought all those boards home, I thought I was going to use them for furniture.
Yeah, because it's a bunch of drops. It's like, it's cedar boards, but it was all drops from
but in the movie business, they throw out 4 or 5 foot pieces of, lumber all the time.
Yeah.
So, hey, thank you, Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey, because you helped contribute to Feral Frank's Goatel.
Thanks.
It didn't go to the dumpster. It went to the Frankster.
Well, and it was not a lot of lumber, so it's probably perfect.
Because I threw a lot of plywood in the back, but then I got to do the front out. So I got the boards up really quick and painted them. I knew I had to get in there and paint it early because he would have been all over me. He'd have got paint all over everything.
Oh yeah.
So I had to get in there and paint it all. Did it pretty quick there the last day or so, and then I gave Frank the grand tour of his new house, and it was so funny because he just followed me around.
Well, he went on the tour with you, literally.
Well, he did the tour. He was excited about it. And, at the very last thing that I'd done, a lot of that stuff just kind of came, his little lounge on the
Well,
side.
and you had done really cool awnings because we were worried about it being too sunny there.
Too sunny. And then at the last minute, I had a bunch of drops. I had a bunch of 2x4s laying around. I was like, I'm just going to make this little jungle gym for him. And I didn't even know if he was going to like it, but turns out. How you like the new house, Frank? Okay. I thought you'd like that. Yeah.
1 hour later.
Goats like jungle gyms, and we should have known that. I mean, he was all over that shed. So.
And so I gotta say, I think he took to it pretty quick.
Oh, immediately.
Yeah, but we did notice right away. He loved it when we were out there. When we left, he was crying.
He would just cry
like a baby.
And cry.
And I didn't know that much about goats.
We didn't really know anything.
You start looking stuff up, and it's like, they gotta have. They're almost like you just never want to have one goat. They're like potato chips. Apparently, you gotta. And so we're like, okay, we got to get him somebody. We got the room. That's fair, but we didn't want a female.
No, because
we don't need a bunch of goats.
We don't need a bunch of goats, and then it's like
But we thought it would be a great idea to just get him a little buddy, and someone he can smack heads with and everything. And so we've been looking, and we're trying, and we're like, we also realized though, it's like everybody was into it. And the people would come and look for him. So we set up a fundraiser. I did some T-shirt designs, and people dug. We've sold a lot of T-shirts, and thanks to everybody who's bought them, because we definitely have enough for his buddy, and we're even thinking of getting 2 buddies.
Yeah, I think 3 goats would be our max goat quota.
Right, and because we realize, Frank is intact, and he's a little, he goes after those trees sometimes, man. It's crazy. He's got he's headstrong, and we're gonna get little neutered buddies. They might have to gang up on him. Yeah. And, dynamics, it's like if there's just 2 of them, and then they're having a bad day, then they're, but then if you got 3, then 2 guys can be and hang out. Oh, Frank's being a pain in the ass. Or vice versa. Yeah. I figure, why not? We got enough room for a couple guys. So I think that's, I think we'll probably just... we'll leave it at that. I think we're going to have to do another one, an update when we get him some buddies.
Yeah.
But so far, we haven't had anybody's. But if anybody's interested, check the link in the bio. We've got a lot of cool T-shirts. You can help us buy more goats.
No.